Xbox Game Pass. I think it seems like it's going to be the better version of PlayStation Now.
Yeah, because from what I can tell, a lot of these you can download, can't you?
Yes.
It's not just streaming.
Right.
It's like downloading games.
Because with PlayStation Now, you basically need like top-notch internet to not have any lag and be able to play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
Where this, if you can download the games, that's going to make it way better. You can get unlimited access to over 100 Xbox One and Xbox 360 games for a low monthly price. I'm not sure what that monthly price is. I'd imagine...
How many again? 100 and...
Just 100.
Oh, 100 right now.
Yes. But it will include like new games that are coming out, like Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Crackdown 3 on release day.
State of Decay 2 looks interesting to me.
Yeah.
So what else does this entail? Because I want to talk about some of the things I think are good and bad about it after we lay out a few more facts.
So after doing a little bit more digging, like a proper researcher,
like a cat in a litter box.
Yeah, that's great work.
Sifting through poop.
That's a great metaphor. So it's $10 a month.
Yep.
For this, and a lot of people know this. This launched back in last year, so it's $10 a month.
You mean when they were originally talking about it?
No, like it launched last year.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's $10 a month. You don't need an Xbox Live membership to access these games.
Are you sure it launched last year?
That's what it said on.
Wow,
yeah.
I don't even remember it.
I know. That's why it's kind of like PlayStation Now that way, and it's $10 a month, and basically you get access to a bunch of games, 100 games. Some of the games include like Halo 5, Mad Max, and some of the Xbox 360 games like Banjo-Kazooie, Fable 3, all the Gears of War. So we've got some decent games on here. I don't know. I think the whole subscription model is interesting, and I think if it's done right, like being able to download games, I think that's much better than what PlayStation's doing with streaming. Because with streaming, like I tried it once, and with normal internet, don't get me, it's not great internet, but the games that I tried to play were unplayable, and I literally couldn't even use
with
it.
PS Now.
Yeah, and it wasn't, it couldn't be done. So being able to download games, I think, is a step in the right direction, and I think a subscription-based model could work with consoles, but I just don't know. I haven't seen it done right yet, and I'm on PlayStation, so I won't be able to see this really either.
Yeah, I mean, I have an Xbox. This is something I might look at eventually. I think it's a good idea because a lot of people get rid of their games anyway after one playthrough. I never have, so that's not really, that's not something I've ever done. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of consumers do. They'll play a game once and get rid of it. Or like platinum it and then resell it to GameStop or something.
Yep.
So like if it's really like that and you're gonna play more than one of these games a month, I would say it's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
If you have time to even get to them, you know what I mean? That's the thing. And like depending on what you think of the library, because you said Borderlands was in there.
Yep.
You said Mad Max was in there. Like there is good stuff. It would just depend if it's worth it enough to you. And one of the reasons we wanted to bring this up today was because Michael Pachter, who is an industry analyst we've talked about before on the channel, he was asked about Game Pass because this didn't launch that long ago. I guess it's just something that for me flew under the radar. And maybe part of the reason for that is PlayStation Now, like the subscription services. I also have enough of them. Like, I subscribe to a lot of things.
Right.
So it's like, do I really need more?
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, and I'm not an Xbox, so obviously it doesn't really matter for me, but I think there's so many subscriptions, and there's even, like, I don't know if you've heard about Movie Pass.
Yeah, actually,
like,
I just got that.
Yeah, which is a killer deal. And a lot of these subscriptions...
You have that?
No, I asked for it for Christmas, and no one gave it to me.
It's $10 a month.
Yeah,
buy it yourself.
It's like $120 a year, though.
But you don't need to buy the whole year, straight up.
Oh. Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a really good deal then, yeah. But like that's a really good deal, and that's what I would. That's an example of something that would be totally worth subscribing to, and PlayStation Now hasn't justified it at all. So maybe that's why it flew under the radar, because like, oh, it's just PlayStation Now
on Xbox.
On Xbox, but if you can download games, I think that changes things, and it's a step in the right direction. What was new? What did he say?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Basically, he said that he doesn't think that this is going to drive unit sales at all. because like there was new stuff like coming to this platform. Honestly, I had forgotten it even launched, to tell you the truth.
Right.
Like when they were talking about it, I was like, oh, it's launching. I didn't realize it launched last year at all.
Yeah, I know.
Because it must have been very small. I remember there were concerns like when this first came up with the size of the library. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what they're going for here, is expanding the library.
Yeah.
Because like he was talking about how he doesn't think this is going to push more Xboxes into consumer hands at all. Like it'll give them more revenue because they'll be getting subscriptions for this, like once the service is improved. I also, though, like my reservations with this, other than people already having so many subscription services, is like some people just like owning games. I do. Like I have a bunch on my shelf. I think it's cool. Like I don't need to own everything physical, but I think it's cool. And honestly, a lot of people have internet that, like, this isn't an issue for me anymore, but like I remember my old internet, it was like you would try to download a game and it would take 10 hours. And so it's like, do people really want to deal with that? Like, I know there's people like in worse off areas, both in the US and in the world, where they will just buy a disc because you can save like 40 gigabytes of download just by like putting it in, and it installs faster off the disc than it would download.
Right.
And then you just have to download a patch, not the whole game and a patch. So I think that's an issue too, because these games are going to be patched when you download them. So you're dealing with problems with collectors, you're dealing with problems with people who don't have good enough internet for this, and at least you've eliminated the streaming problem. Like, but it'll still take a long time to download these games for a lot of people. If you don't have internet that's above 25 megabits a second, it's going to take you quite a while. So I think there are hurdles to this. I also think like some of the games that you listed are not that great. I mean, like, who's going to want to sit down and stream Fable 3?
Right.
I just...
And, like,
I don't
Banjo-Kazooie,
really
cool, but, like, I think you also... And they are bringing in some new games, too. But I also wanted to go back and say, I'm the same way. I like having physical copies of a game. Not only because I think it looks cool, but if I don't like a game... Like, for instance, I played Far Cry Primal. And I beat it, played it all the way through. I was never going to touch that game again. So I went in and sold it for $35, and it didn't end up cost me $25 to beat the game, and I was done with it.
Yeah.
Where digital games, you can't do that. And
well, also, there's been issues with people, or with games, like, they've mentioned that games might be removed from the service over time and switched out. That's like Netflix. So it's like you might be in the middle of a show, and it's like, hey, sorry, asshole, that's going to be gone in 15
right.
days. And you're like... Okay, so I have to go buy the whole thing anyway at that point,
right.
if you want to continue it. Like, I know that this was a big concern with Star Wars The Clone Wars, was that, like, it's eventually leaving Netflix. And it was going to leave this year, but they, like, renewed it last minute. So it stayed on. But, like, people were, like, cramming to try to finish it, because it was, like, otherwise you had to buy the whole show. And, like, it's just... If these catalogs stayed the same, right? Like, nothing ever left, I think things would be a lot better. I understand why they do leave, like, you have things like contract negotiations for the licenses, but, like, the politics that go on behind the scenes is, like, a headache for consumers, I think.
Oh, and I'm sure for the people, like, for the people at Xbox, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not, and it
but
sucks
I mean,
for us.
I also don't feel too bad for them.
No,
because they're a multi-billion-dollar company that's
right.
doing just fine.
Right.
Depending on the case, it's like, I don't know.
Right.
You know, time will tell with this. But there's like a lot of hurdles for this to get over. I don't personally see any, like, I'm kind of in agreement with Pactor on this. I don't see a lot of people being like, Game Pass has sold me on the Xbox One platform.
Exactly, because it's not like people are, like, the AAA titles aren't going to be really on this. So you're not going to get, like, well, you can now play Call of Duty if you have the Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like, on release day. Yeah. So that's not going to be, like, a game changer, really. It's just, oh, here's access to a couple new games like Sea of Thieves and stuff, but really it's old games, $10 a month, not much to it. If they changed the game and made it, say, $20 a month, but you get access to Gold, Xbox Gold, and you get access to, say...
Well then, but they don't need to do that because you can just pay $10 a month for Gold now, and then pay an extra $10 for this.
No, right. I'm saying like if they packaged everything, say they made it even more expensive. Say they made it $20-$25 a month, but you get access to Game Pass, you get Gold, and maybe you get like 3 titles a year that you get access to, or something like that. You know, like they bring it in a way that gives you access to games that you want to play right away. New games that you're excited about, because these are games that there's some hype for them, but that's not going to sell consoles.
Well, it's like the free with gold thing.
Right.
Free with gold doesn't push anyone to gold because all the games are older.
Exactly.
So no one cares.
So bring in new games, which is hard to do because you can sell them for $60 and
so
people are going to buy them anyways.
Well, if you do that, what happens is that Microsoft would have to pay a lot of money to that developer to make it worth their time to lose those sales.
Right.
That's what always happens with that.
So that's the problem with subscription-based models, at least in consoles, is that how are you going to attract people with new games? You really can't unless you pay that upfront fee to say
that
Treyarch, whatever.
And at that point, is it worth it?
Exactly.
Because you're losing money.
And yes, you're gaining subscriptions, but then those people say that you have an example where you can cancel anytime within the first 2 weeks. Well, you play COD for 2 weeks, cancel your subscription, and then you don't really gain anything from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
you didn't gain a customer.
No, you didn't gain a customer. You just gained someone just gained something off of you, and then you didn't get them long term at all. So I mean, I think that he's right, and it's a really complicated process to making it effective and getting it to a point where it would sell units. But I think it's doable.
I do think that in the future, this is going to be how you get games, sadly.
I agree, yeah.
I don't think it's in the near future, but I would say 10 years out, I don't see many people selling games.
No, I
because
agree.
we see movies less being sold. Like, movie prices have gone up because fewer people buy them.
Right, yeah.
You know, now you want a new Blu-ray, okay, that's like almost $30.
It is,
you want
yeah.
a 4K, it's like $35-$40.
Which is insane.
I paid close to $40 for Logan on 4K.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, like, you know, like, I feel like games are going to eventually go that way, where it's like, okay, this is a novelty at this point. No one wants to buy these except collectors.
So collectors will pay the extra money because they're collectors. So then they'll get the money off of it. So yeah, I don't know. I see, because, I mean, really, if you look at businesses everywhere, subscription is like the big trend right now.
I understand why. It's relatively low overhead for returning customers over and over that are paying what they think is a good deal.
Right.
And then if like Netflix, they only use it maybe an hour a day or less on average, it's like, and I mean, that's not like 100% true. There's a lot of people who binge, but like a lot of people will get Netflix and not have time for it.
Right.
And so then those people are basically free money because they're not streaming anything and they're not taking any network space, but they're giving you $10 a month.
Well, and that's the whole idea with the gym membership.
Yeah,
and
they want you to not go.
Right. Everyone gets excited for New Year's because people show up for 2 weeks and then don't show up for 3 months and then decide to cancel it and then pay the insane cancellation fees. So that's what, like, this...
That's what they need. They need a cancellation fee.
That's what they need.
They need cancellation fees. You're right.
They do.
Phil Spencer at Xbox is like, yes! He just watched the video and just got his multi-billion-dollar idea for Game Pass.
I hate myself.
You have enabled him. I mean, so what if they did something like, another idea is like new game previews. Like, with this, you get access to whatever the newest AAA game is for like 4 days for free.
Yeah.
Like, included in it. And after that, you would either need to pay 75% of the game's retail to get it or move on.
So yeah, so you get like, so it's like the Best Buy Gamers Club. You get 20% off and you get a 4-day trial for free to see if you like the game.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like there's a lot of perks you could add to this. But
yeah.
You'd have to get developers on board because, like, can you imagine Call of Duty, how many sales they'd lose to that?
They'd lose a lot.
It's not worth it. That's the problem. Like, the ways that I can see this being worth it to consumers make it not worth it to Microsoft.
Right. Or the developers themselves.
And since this is an older service, despite us both forgetting it exists, we're talking about ways to push units by pushing this.
Yeah.
Not just to push a service that's 6 months old.
Right.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this, but, like, nobody cares about PlayStation now.
No. I don't know anyone.
I hope
that
this. I honestly hope this is not that, because this looks like it has potential.
Exactly, and maybe PlayStation could take a page out of Microsoft.
No, PlayStation doesn't take advice from anyone. They
You're
turned
right.
into Nintendo when it comes to people offering them ideas.
That's a good point. Yeah, it'd be nice though, because there's. I mean, obviously, like we laid out, there's a lot of problems and potential issues with it, but there's a lot of
potential
potential
benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of cool potential there. So I don't know. It'd be cool to see where it could go.
Anyway, guys, did you stick it out through this stock market digital exchange talk? Let us know in the comments down below. What would make you sign up for Xbox Game Pass? What if it was called Xbox Game Ass? Would you sign up for it then? I would. Let us know down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.